Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, August the 4th, 2022. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered financial advice. There is a substantial risk of loss in trading commodity futures, forex, equities, options, and crypto of any kind. And you should not undertake these with capital you cannot afford to lose. All right. Excuse me if my voice is a little bit rough this morning. I'm still trying to get rid of the congestion and drainage part of this flu that I've been working through. Well, we've got a few minutes before the market opens. Currently, we do have a get in sync short. It's a 200 trade off the 200 EMA. That's a bounce off basically all three moving averages. I sure like that setup if it'll come back up and give us an entry. Although since it's gone as far as it has, I might look for it to come up and at least test the 20 before I enter the trade. I might not enter the trade going on the upswing and wait for it to go up and come back if it has to move up that far. But crude oil this morning. Okay, we have a trade that's a little too early, goes too far. So our first trade at 901.04, lots of time, some zebra stripes there, plenty of time to get in. Targets are targets 2 and 3 because target 1 is less than 10 ticks. So we go for targets 2 and 3, 13 and 18 ticks, 31 ticks on the morning, and a one and done session. Unleaded gas, a little tougher this morning. First trade, 2 seconds after our start time, and lots of time to get in it. Unfortunately, that one goes for a 68 tick loss, 68 tick risk. That means it's for two positions. That is 136 tick loss. So we come back with another short. That one gives us 69 ticks to target 2. And then gives us a trailer down beyond target 3. So that one is going to get positive on 2 trades. And that is going to be a POQ trade. Or POQ session on 2 trades. So one and done on crude. Unleaded goes 2 and done. And both are out of here for the 10 o'clock sessions. Or 9 o'clock sessions. Crude actually down under $90 a barrel. And setting new session lows. So we will wait. Markets are open. Okay, there's the pullback. Yeah, I would take that at this point. It tested the 20 and now is looking like it was going down. Should have had plenty of time to get into that. May go up or down, but right at the moment, the moving averages are spreading apart. And we'll see if that goes anywhere. Okay. Soybeans, there's our open. Well down below our entry on this add-on trade. Stop would be down here at 80.50. Looks like it survives that. So, and then we get a new add-on trade. Let's see, did we get? Yep, there's an entry. So we're in the first add-on, and still in that trade at the moment. Our money management is at 86.50, and the stop down at 80.50. Trending slightly up, but back and forth action at the moment. The trade being tracked did stop out. Now that's a stop and reverse at 82 even. So we're now, although I would take that down to 81.50. Still gets us in. And so we're given the proximity to the 50 when you go down to 82 at that point. Initially it's a couple of ticks away. It's a full point away, but then once you get to, so it's 2 ticks would take a 3 or 4 tick adjustment, which is a pretty big adjustment on soybeans. And the YM going sideways at the moment. We'll see if it can decide which way it's going to go. See if it finds support at the 50 or resistance at the 50, or see if it pushes up through that to go higher. And there is the YM through money management and target. So that will be a one and done session. 41 tick target 1. And the YM will be one and done. And we have a stop and reverse back to long on soybeans. Money management at the session high. All right, we have a potential short trade. Looks like it did just actually touch the entry at 74.03 on the pound Aussie. And triggering in. All right, pound Aussie in a short trade. YM still trailing, having hits target 2. Wow. Some big swings on soybeans now. That was only 5 seconds on the bar, so the stop and reverse is definitely avoided. Still in the original long trade, or not in the original, but our purple long trade. There it goes through target 1 and target 2. After a couple of stop and reverses. Stop now would be $84.0. Yeah, that 84.25 is the inch. So 84.50 is our should be your stop. There's target 3. So all 3 targets, 8, 13, and 18 ticks. So 39 ticks, and now we can pick up the green trailer now. 87.50. 88. And the YM stops out just below target 1, so another 40-something ticks. 682. Yeah, 682, and target 1 was 685, so 44 ticks. 85 ticks on that trade. Still trailing 1389 for the trailer on soybeans. Pound Aussie having to fight to get back down through the 200 and the 200 EMA and the 20 SMA. Okay, the Russell. Bunch of movement here on the Russell, and the catapult 1.5 point for 15 tick Renko bar with a 5 tick or 0.5 point offset. This is equivalent to the TradeStation Custom Renko. 9:30 start, so we're back in, yeah, right in there. Very likely avoidable trade. It took a little while to get back down there. Then we get, and that's one you're going to have to take the bar apart as well. Hit both stop and entry on the same bar. Appears like it probably is a valid trade and would be a target 3 win and target one-ish trailer. So we'll call that 1 win. Maybe call it 1 win, 1 loss since we're not sure of either one of those. The long, that one's going to be another case of how fast it pulled back. The initial bar was 10 ticks, or 10 seconds. So that one we're taking a full loss on. That's 2 losses. And we have a short 3 seconds on the first bar, another 5. That's 8 seconds for the first 2 bars. Yeah, I'm afraid that one's going to be a third loss, and that'll end the session. See if that, and nothing since then. So that's all for the Russell session. Okay, soybeans stopped out at 89.75 from our entry at 84.25. So 5.5 points on the trailer, and 39 points so 9 3/4, or 39 ticks, 9 3/4 points on the targets. Should get us, that's what, 14, 15 1/4 points. Or no, 14 1/4 points. So let's go back and see if that would have gotten us. Okay, our initial entry was at 84.25. Then we stopped and reversed. I'd have probably taken that at 81.50. And it's a 4-tick adjustment, but the 50 was right at the stop and reverse entry. So 81.50 from from 84.25. So 2 3/4 point loss there, times 4 positions. Yee. That's going to be 11 1/4. So we may not be in 81.50 back to 84.25. That's going to be 84.75. So yeah, we're down. That's going to be another 2 points. 23.5, 25.5 points. So we're still down 9 points after that. So then we would take the short. That stops and reverses to long, gets us a target 1. And that's where we are with 1 trade remaining that we can take. Difficult morning. And good morning to Pamela, Miles, Bob. All right, the Russell with another short. Touch the entry. Plenty of time to get a get in sync in on that now. And hitting the stop, so that cancels the trade. I'm afraid that touch of the entry was had plenty of time to get in it. The order should have already been there. So that's right. We were done on the session, Russell. I need to go look at the micro NQ. 8:34 exchange time, 9:34 Eastern is our start time. So we have the long trade. This is the 12-point bar, 3-point offset custom Renko using the 123684 Unirenko. One, 2, 3 seconds for 3 bars, or 4 bars. And lots of time on that one, but it never gets back to the entry. And so that's a no trade, even though it's a break even. And short side move. Three bars in 3 seconds again. And then we have a much longer bar. High probability that you got in on that 4th bar. Very likely to have come back. That's a, 21-second bar. So we'll assume we're in this trade. Big trade because of the wick on the bar. Now that's a 33-point target 1. We do hit money management, and unfortunately that's all we get. We're going to stop out at break even. And then it tries to go back to the long side. At 33 points, because of the size of that trade, target 1 wouldn't have been a bad place to take some profit, and just touched it. One and a quarter, 1.25 risk reward ratio, so that actually would be a good place to take some profit, because that trade is probably almost double the normal size because of that wick. And we get a long. Same second it goes through the stop. So 22 seconds on the 3rd bar. I would say that was plenty of time to get the original entry on that one. And that one goes to money management. There's target 2, trailing target 3, and just over target 2 on the trailer. So that's 2 winners, either a break even and a win, or two wins if you took profit at target 1 on that short trade. And we come back now in the short side. And that's where we are currently. And in the short, Pound Aussie just still working, testing the 200 SMA. We've got to close slightly below and then push down below, but not coming back up and down. So unsure where it's going to go there. Unleaded gas and crude both on a strong upswing at the moment. And soybeans in its 6th trade of the morning, trying to get positive, if not already. It shouldn't be positive already with the having to take the stop and reverse and just a target 1. One tick away from target on this trade. And the micro NQ still short. There's target 1. That brings the stop to 96.75, and that's 10 ticks. Trailing now at 1397 even. And I have to get to some more targets to get us positive, but we were what, 10 and a quarter points down after the original long. Then we took the short. Now let's see, 89.25 to 92.50. That's another 12 and 3/4 points. So down 23, we pick up what, 2 points on target? No, that would be a minimum 6 tick. So we pick up 1.5 points. So we're down 21 and 3/4. And stopping out on the last trade. So plus we pick up 3/4 there on the stop out. Down 21, we picked up 2.5 plus another 3/4. So 3 1/4. It's down about 18. So not a good day on soybeans. And the short on the micro NQ working out. Targets 2 and 3, and again, trailer down close to target 2. So that is what? Yeah. Call it a break even on the short unless you took target 1 profit. Win on the long, win on the short. 2 wins, a break even or a win, depending on how you played it. And we're into the long. Plenty of time to get into this one. And going back and forth and getting one winner after another so far on the MNQ. No two of them in the same direction, consecutively in the same direction. There was a question asked in the Catapult channel yesterday of the Trade Hacking Club, or the Backpack Trader Discord server, the Catapult channel, about custom Renko charts for the ES or micro ES. And Troy was suggesting the possibility of taking a look at either the 6.2 or 6.3 chart. And so just taking that as is. So, and there's money management on the micro NQ on the long. So this is going to be at least a break even, and I believe we just hit target 2. Yep, hit target 2 on the nose. Maybe one tick beyond it. See, target 2 was 320.75, and we got as high as 320.75 on that bar, and we just hit 321. So definitely target 2 win. That's now at least 3 trades that have gotten to at least money management, or 4 trades in a row that have gotten at least to money management, and each sequential trade in the opposite direction. So we have 2 shorts and 2 longs all going to at least target 1. So this being a very, very successful morning after a tough morning yet Tuesday. Up to get the 10:30 or 10 a.m. crude, and crude in a sweeping down trend right now after going up, giving all that back out around to the down below the $90 level. Obviously, that trade is off the table for the 10 o'clock session. All right, target 2. Yeah, still just target 2. Haven't started trailing yet. Got to get up a little bit higher on the micro NQ. Please do say hello if you're in the room. And we are in the 10 a.m. session, looking for our first trade. And stopping and reversing to short, that's going to be a true stop and reverse. 94.50-ish, yeah. Yeah, full or break even stop out on the long trade before you could do anything with the short. Now we can take the short at its normal entry, unadjusted entry, so 95.25, and plenty of time to get into that on this bar. And there is our first trade of the morning, our 10 a.m. crude session is a short. And stop and reverse possibility to long on crude at 89.88. That's just below the 50. Yeah, I'd take that to 91. And it looks like that's where we're going. So one and done on the 10 a.m. Well, actually, yeah, plenty of time to get into the short. So from 89.64 to 89.91, that's so we saved ourselves one tick and getting two targets there. It's a 5-tick adjustment off the original plot, but pushing us right into the 50s and a key level. I would take that 3-tick additional adjustment. So giving us 16 and 27, 43 ticks. We lost from, now let's see, our risk was 28, 27. So we lost 54. So we're still down 9. And so we'll take the short. If it triggers. This will be trade number 3. This is our last trade in the morning on this one. And it looks like the MNQ long stopped out, or in the short stopped out rather. I didn't see whether it came back down to the entry or not with time to deal with it. Then it goes to a long, and we can definitely be in that long. Call that our second loss. Not sure if we got into short or not. But that's the first time after the initial first loss after our initial trade this morning on that market, and the first time we haven't successfully gone to target 1 on a change of direction trade. And target 1 hit on the pound Aussie. That gives the pound Aussie that's going to be a one and done session. This is now a power of quitting trade. Picking up target 1 at least, and we'll see if it gets more. All right. So the final trade on crude then is long here. Goes just to break even, so we end up 7 ticks down on the morning. The short there is the 4th trade, so not part of our trade plan. Pound Aussie getting through target 1, finding support at the 50, it looks like. Let's see if it can possibly get any more. Any questions this morning? Everybody's being quiet. All right, let's go back. This is the MNQ 62. I'm going to duplicate this chart in a new window. And don't need it that big, but we'll take a look at it here. And let's make that, the ES is going to be really large. Let's take a look at the micro ES. See what that looks like. And the pound Aussie stopping out. Okay, still loading that. Take a look at the pound Aussie. Yeah, we just barely touched the stop, it looks like. Oh, yeah, well, I guess I'll have to. No, that won't quite work because I got to change calculators. All right. I'll have to set that one up for next week. Because the NQ, Catapult NQ calculator won't work on the ES. So I got to go to the Catapult ES calculator. So we'll have to set that one up separately. Stop at 97. And we've gotten as high as 97.8. So exit order would be for the ask at 99, and that likely has been hit, having hit the bid at 97 already. So, and that looks, boy, the MNQ62 at that point looked really noisy. Let's take a quick look and see how that did this morning. Okay, there's our start time. So the long is valid. It's money management, target 2, win targets 2 and 3 on trade number 1. Lots of time to get into trade number 2, and that's going to be a full stop out. Trade number 3 looks like a similar situation. Yeah, big long bar there. Call that 2 losses, probably. 53, 7-second bar, so you should be in the short. Money management, target 2. That's the second win, 2 wins, 2 losses now. And stopping out on the trailer. Just 11 seconds down to here. I would say that trade would have been avoided, as would that one, just touching the entry. So it's 2 and 2. There's a little wick up that should get you. That ought to get you in. That happened about 7 or 8 seconds after the setup. So should be in that money management, and it's a break-even trade. One more trade to take, and should be in that one. There's another wick coming back. "21-second bar put with the pullback should be in that. There's money management, and so this will be a third win. Targets 2, 3, and 4 this time, and as well as the fixed target. And trailing up beyond the fixed, it looks like. Fixed it. Looks like 0725. Yeah, fixed at 0725. We're going to trail up to 1975. Yeah, and trailing out at 1975. That's a nice way to end that session. And that is done. So pretty well done with everything we've got here. Let's see if we got anything on heating oil. Catapult on the 20-tick range, 0.002 momentum bar. And we start with a successful short. Should be plenty of time to get into that trade. 9-second bar, maybe you get into that, and that's another successful scalp target, break even. Coming back. Lots of time to get into the short. That's a break even trade. 2 seconds to money management. That's not tradable. And that's where we are. So not much going on. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't go back quite far enough. That was currently. So back at 9:30. Okay, we had 4 seconds. That was too fast. Excuse me. 2 seconds. That one's too fast. 3 seconds is too fast. That one had lots of time. We had 27 seconds to money management. So that looks like it went break even. Didn't get to target 3. Break even on the first trade. Didn't trigger the long. The short went to money management in the same second that it plotted the entry, so that one's too fast. So we still have only 1 trade in the book so far. There's another possibility. There's 12 seconds. Didn't hit money management. Comes back and stops out. So that one, unfortunately, is a full stop out. One break even, 1 full stop. That one, you got to tear the bar apart to find out when it hit the entry. If it got to the entry too quickly to trade or not. I'll assume a full loss on that for purposes of running this one. Ooh, same situation here. Oh, that one's 2 seconds. So that one definitely too fast to get into. 8 seconds. That 8 seconds is all the way to money management. So that's a break even at worst. No trade or break even. We'll call it a break even. 2 break evens, 2 losses. There again, I'm going to go ahead and call that a 3rd loss. Don't know without. So that's a session ender. Awfully noisy until we get into around 10. Then you get the big move up, the big move down. No trades there. And then you start to get some successful looking trades. And plenty of time to get into that, but should already be done by the time we get there. Although if there's 10 o'clock session, maybe something to look at for testing. Questions or comments? I don't see anything new. Excuse me. I will be glad to be over this, whatever it is. All right, folks. That looks like all I've seen to talk about, unless somebody has questions. So I believe I'm going to call it a week and let everybody get on with their Thursday. Good afternoon. Have a great weekend. Good trading tomorrow. And we will see everybody on Monday. August the 8th. You're quite welcome, Pamela. Thank you very much, Miles. Everyone have a great weekend.